It is Wednesday, September 14th. This is Dog Chase Ball, and the NFL is back. Before we get into this week's games, a thrilling week one, don't forget to like and subscribe to get these updates and all of your sports updates to keep you up to date at the water cooler every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. What a week of games we had in week one. Started off, absolute thriller, two titanic franchises, the Bills and the Rams, going up against each other with what everyone thought was going to be the Super Bowl last year. Bengals came in and played spoilers, that's alright. Nobody hates Joe Burrow, and if you do, don't like and subscribe, just get on out of here. Bills-Rams Thursday night. Bills played like the Bills. They absolutely crushed the Rams. Aaron Donald and the Rams defense looked incredible. They are incredible. They're behemoths. But outside of the front four, the Rams defense got chewed apart. Bills won 31-10. Josh Allen looked absolutely incredible. It was hard to not think the Bills are going to go to the Super Bowl. And that's been the majority of the consensus this year from all of your NFL experts, whatever that's worth. They think the Bills are going back to the Super Bowl, and a lot of them think they're going up against the Rams. So this very well could have been a Super Bowl preview from Game 1, Week 1 of the season. Something exciting to think about. Both these teams are going to play phenomenally throughout the rest of the year. This is nothing but a small speed bump for the Rams. Their team is incredible. This is their chance. They're absolutely going to make it happen again. The Browns, congratulations, you won a week one. It had been nearly 7,000 days since the Browns won a week one game. And the first time ever they have tweeted 1-0. Now listen, I hate the Browns. I've not been shy about the fact that I hate the city of Cleveland. But that said, I like history. I like seeing somebody do something exciting. And the Browns coming in, winning week one against their old quarterback. Baker Mayfield did not look that good. And, I've always been a Baker fan. I've mostly been a fan of the Browns quarterbacks as a whole. I think they get the short end of the stick very often. And that franchise just kind of chews them up and spits them out. And mostly unfairly. But Baker did not look like Baker. He did not look like the guy that was leading the Browns to the playoffs in previous years, and we'll see what happens with the rest of the Panthers. Chris McCaffrey's always good, but he's also always getting hurt. So hopefully he can avoid that, and they have a healthy, strong year this year. Good game overall, 26-24 Browns. Bengals played basically none of their starters in the entire preseason, which was expected, and they played like they had not played together in a year. So it was a very slow start. The first half was abysmal. Second half, they got it together, played harder, came back, tied the Steelers, and then unfortunately, Money McPherson just could not make a kick. I don't know what was going on. The Steelers couldn't make kicks either. Nothing was going between the uprights until late in overtime, and the Steelers finally put one through to win 23-20. Bengals are shaking the rust off. They are going to go deep into the playoffs again. You can mark that right here, right now. Speaking of the playoffs, the Super Bowl prediction for this year, I'm just going to get right out in front of this. I love the Bengals. I want the Bengals to win the Super Bowl. I don't think they're going to get back 2 years in a row. They had a lot of magic last season. And it's tough to get that lucky 2 years in a row. But that said, I do think the Super Bowl, if not the winner, the contender is going to come from the AFC North. The Ravens are my Super Bowl pick from the AFC, and I do think the Rams are going to shake off the rust this week, get it out of their system, and dominate the rest of the season. Rams-Ravens in the Super Bowl. My Week 1 Super Bowl prediction is going to be the Rams, who had the largest loss this week. We'll see how that goes. I'm confident. I believe in myself. I believe in my gut. And that said, Lamar Jackson is good. He showed it this week. They absolutely rolled this week. Crushed the Jets, who everybody was hyping up. This happens every season. Everybody hypes up the Jets, says they're going to be great again. They're never great. New York is just a gauntlet for sports. And everybody thinks they're going to be the best team in the league, but that's just a New York attitude. They're always terrible. Jets terrible again. Looked awful. I feel bad. Joe Flacco, ex-Raven. I always liked Joe Flacco. He did not look good. Showed why he got replaced by Lamar Jackson. Out west, Geno Smith with the Seahawks against Russell Wilson and the Broncos. Russell's new home. Played against the Seahawks. He played like garbage. Geno Smith was, if not, he was nearly perfect in the first half. Played absolutely out of his mind. The best game I've ever seen him play since he was at Marshall. Threw 8 touchdowns against West Virginia. I'm excited to see what they do next week in Seattle, but this week, they got it done. They beat the Broncos by 1. That's all it takes. Monday Night Football, exciting game. Came down to the end. Down in Dallas, the Cowboys. What are we doing, guys? America's franchise no more. Dak Prescott, unfortunately, gets hurt. Has to have hand surgery. Everything went well. He'll recover quickly, I think. Pro athletes with minor surgeries usually recover fairly quickly. But in the meantime, look forward to Cooper Rush with his 10 starts in 5 seasons in the NFL and a total of roughly 600 passing yards. I'm not confident he's going to do anything, which is good because they play the Bengals in week 2. The Bengals need a bounce-back game. They're going to absolutely roll the Cowboys, and I'm thrilled to watch it. Jameis Winston, who I have always been a supporter of, always said he is the most underrated quarterback in the league, had his fifth fourth quarter effort of more than 200 yards, the most ever in NFL history. He's incredible when he wants to be, and nobody believes in him. The dude got LASIK. He's not going to throw as many interceptions anymore because he can see who he's throwing to. He's going to do better than anyone expects in New Orleans. Saints beat the Falcons 27-26 after a massive fourth quarter comeback, led by one Jameis Winston. Love to see it. And MGM Sports Betting has said that, the CEO said, it's always a good week for our pocketbooks when the Giants and the Browns win. Both did this week. The Giants won, played against the Titans, who did not look good. They looked extremely rusty. Another team that let a lot of their guys rest in the preseason. And, that's going to happen. You're going to see that. And honestly, that's all right. It's expected. Not worried about it. We're moving on. Good job, Giants. You pulled one off. Stuffed King Henry. Rough week for royalty. The Bears actually won a game. They played amazingly this week. Played a terrible 49ers team. Who cares? Doesn't matter who they played. They played well. They won. Chicago, you got to figure out what's going on in that field. They played in enough water that sharks could have been swimming around. And they, Justin Fields would have been eaten alive. That's how much water was on the field. It looked awful. But whatever. You can't expect anything else from public services in Chicago. They take their money and dump it into the river. That's why the river turns green every year in March. Tax season, river turns green. I wonder why. Anyway, appreciate you joining me for week 1 of football. Looking forward to week 2. Looking forward to seeing what the Bengals are going to do. Looking forward to the Browns becoming the Browns again and getting slaughtered next week. I don't even know who they're playing. Don't care. And we'll see you next time. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Get these updates Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Keeping you relevant at the water cooler. Take care.